Says we are live. What's good, y'all? Elite Live Streams. Your boy Brandon B. We back in this thing. Like I said, we're on that road to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Just wanted to come through and talk a little bit about Coach Prime and just kind of what's been going on with him and the big announcement that's pretty much taken over the entire news cycle, whether it's sports, media, however you'd like to say it. It's definitely taken over. Coach Prime has definitely been dealing with some health issues behind the scenes, and everyone was kind of worried about what was going on with him. And a lot of people wanted answers, but no one really had any, direct, tangible things to kind of understand what was happening. So today, Coach Prime had a press conference with his medical staff, the doctor that he worked with, and then his personal trainer from Jackson State, and then also followed him to CU. And so, yeah, they had a really great press conference where they talked about him and his journey to kind of overcoming bladder cancer that they diagnosed him with. He was diagnosed with a tumor. And so what they did was they removed the tumor and then removed his bladder. And then they created a new one out of his intestine, if I'm not mistaken. And so now he's going to be, has a new lease on life. And of course, he's always going to praise the Most High whenever, he can and make himself, that inspiration that we all love about Coach Prime and just what he brings to the table. This is just such a huge testament to who he is as a man and the things that he's willing to endure for his team, for his organization that he's working with, Colorado football, and then as well all those young men out there who are totally going to be supporting him throughout this entire journey. It's been really, really dope to watch him, even as a little kid, coming up. I wore number 2 because of Dion, you know what I'm saying? And so it's been amazing to watch him, amazing to watch his journey as he's, ascended from, coaching Pop Warner with his sons to reaching the highest level at the Power 5 level. And of course, everything that he's brought to CU, turning that program around, and the inspiration that he is within the Black community, and especially within the Black men, Black fathers movement. So, when everyone heard that he wasn't doing well, there was definitely a very, quiet behind the scenes, people whispering, trying to figure out what was going on. So it's beautiful that he was able to come out and describe his process and just kind of everything that he had went through, and I really do appreciate Coach Prime always being so transparent with us and never, folding on kind of letting us know what's going on with him, with his health, and kind of what's going on with the team as well. Just, all encompassing. Right. And so I want to start this video with kind of the a clip from the press conference where he was basically up here with his doctor and Dr. Janet Kukurgia, I think is her name. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but she did a great job with Coach Prime. So God bless her for, doing what she did and being blessed to do what she's done. And so it's been a really, really great, great day, and CU football, and also just for all of us, Coach Prime fans and fans of the Sanders family. It's a great day to hear that, he is cancer free and that he was able to get the procedure that he needed to be able to, be healthy again. And so here's kind of a breakdown on what happened.
We removed the tumor. It was very high grade, invading through the bladder wall, not into the muscle layer, something we call very high risk, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer. So we did discuss options. We discussed some options of treatment in the bladder, and we discussed bladder removal as well.
So as you guys already can see, there was both on the table pretty much for him, where they were kind of, trying to figure out what they were going to do and what approach they would take for the surgery. And so Coach Prime, he opted from doing the chemotherapy because he wanted to make it for the boys this season. So he went ahead and he got surgery, which is just, what a tough man, to be out there able to take on, what I'm saying, this whole health and journey pretty much behind the scenes. No one really knew what was going on. And so him being able to decide and take that sacrifice for this team, it only just speaks to the man that Coach Prime is and what he brings to this, this community and also, just to the football world in general.
Given his commitments to his family and to the team, elected to undergo a bladder removal. We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
You can clap. It's okay.
Hey, shout out to Coach Prime. Shout out to his staff and everyone there who helped him get through this journey. Because it was definitely a journey from. I mean, you could see the content that Deion Sanders Jr. put out, his son, Well Off Media, and it's a beautiful thing to kind of see how far he's come and just how happy he is to be able to have gotten through this. And I'm really excited for kind of the next part of this journey, where of course, like he will always have his setbacks, right? He'll never be the same after this, but it's great that he's able to still be able to coach. He's still going to be a part of the team because he is an integral part to the success of CU and where and how far they go. And so, and able to, have Coach Prime here and keeping him, close, right? Keeping him within the community, keeping him within kind of what's happening and then the fray is only going to benefit these kids. And so it's been really great to kind of, be a part of this journey and seeing kind of, where he's been able to kind of go from here. And so he kind of spoke for himself here. Let's check it out.
God is so good. God is so good. You have no idea.
Yes, he is.
You have no idea how good God has been for me to be here.
What an amazing moment,
idea.
I mean, this is just, this is just, this is quintessential Coach Prime, being able to give God the praise and the glory for, bringing him through this tribulation that he's gone through, and then being able to be a testament and a testimony to making it through those tough times. And now, at the back end of this, of course, we were all worried about what was going on with Coach Prime and if, there would be some sort of, situation or, explanation about what was happening. So now that I think we've gotten it, it's beautiful to see kind of just how real his emotions are about getting through this journey, because you can definitely tell it wasn't easy for him. And I'm very happy, that he was able to come out here and let us know exactly what was going on, because it's been, definitely a real journey for him. And, he's had his issues in the past with, his foot and kind of the blood clot situation with that. So there was, a lot of rumblings behind the scenes, what was going on about if it was maybe that or whatever, may be going on behind the scenes. And so, to turn out to be it being bladder cancer, it's just, it's really sad, but I'm so glad that he's able to, come out of this fully healthy, fully cancer free from like the doctor said. And, she made it clear that she doesn't say those things kind of lightly. So it's a beautiful thing to kind of see that Coach Prime is able to, be back in Boulder, be back with the boys, be able to take his role again and get, the ship back running. And so now, everyone's looking forward, right, to that first game, Georgia Tech, in Boulder. It's going to be madness. There's going to be so many people this season who are going to be talking about this. This story has gone viral. It's across, all the news cycles, all the media is talking about this. It's probably the biggest story right now in the media. And so I think this going into the new season is only going to heighten up, the hype for CU and for the new guys that are going to be there. And I'm really excited for these new kids to see what they have, because now we're going into the era after the Sanders brothers, after, the Silman Craigs, after the Travis Hunters, after the Jimmy Horns. And so now we have a whole new crop of nephews to support and to see kind of how far they take this, because of course now, there's a huge incentive, and I hope that these boys take this incentive to play hard for Coach Prime, because he took a really big sacrifice, to be here for them. And I if I was playing for him, I would be running through a wall for him, because I know that, he's here for real. He's really here to coach us and be here for the team, because you can see at any point, you know, he could have bowed out and said, hey, you know, this health thing is getting too crazy. I can't do this right now. So I need to, like, you know, take a leave of absence. He could have did that. He could have bowed out and said, hey, I'm good. But he went ahead and he said, no, I'm going to get surgery so that I'll be available for them for the season. And I mean, that just speaks to the selflessness of Coach Prime and what he wants for these kids and what he wants to represent for them, which is toughness beyond measure, beyond that you could think. You know what I mean? How a man who's going through cancer, who's going through, you know, a very, very tough time where he doesn't know if he's going to, you know, live. And then he's able to still think of others before himself. And so, you know, it's incredible just to be, you know, be able to witness this in real time. And so I've always kind of been on the side of, you know, Coach Prime and the Sanders family for sure. But this just only, you know, it only solidifies that because of the man that he's representing and also the example that he's setting for not only the kids that are, you know, playing for him, but for all the young men out there who, you know, are going through things, who are, you know, who are feeling sick, you know, the people out there who have cancer. You know, my dad is a cancer survivor. My sister is a cancer survivor. My grandparents passed away from cancer. So, you know, I have a very, very, you know, a real connection towards that, you know, and I really do feel like, you know, cancer is one of those diseases that is very, very degenerative and it takes out a lot of people. And so I'm very, very happy that Coach Prime was able to be okay and be healthy and you know, and not have to, you know, go through the rigorous chemotherapy that, you know, depletes a lot of us and a lot of the cancer patients that have gone through that. It's very sad, you know, to see kind of just, you know, how debilitating that process can be. And so Coach Prime chose to, you know, go the route of surgery to be able to take care of that right out the gate, so then he could be able to be ready and available for these young bulls when they get ready to roll out here in August. And so I'm really excited for, you know, this next season. And so, like I said, this is going to be probably one of the biggest stories in college football next season is if Coach Prime is going to be able to be healthy enough to make it through the season. How is the new team going to be in the Big 12? How are they going to come out game one? You know, I think we're going to see, you know, these guys being really, really hyped up. These young men are going to play hard for Coach Prime. I think they have an incentive to play hard for Coach Prime. And I'm really excited to kind of see what happens within these next couple of days and also these next couple of weeks and months, you know, as we roll into the new season, the new college football season. You know, it's going to be really, you know, a big, big hyped up season because this is the one, like I said, after Shedeur, it's after Travis, after Jimmy, after Will, you know what I'm saying, after LaJohntay. This is a whole new crop of CU buffs who are going to be coming in here to make names for themselves. And I'm so excited to see how Coach Prime molds them into the men that they need to be to make it to that Big 12 championship, right? To make it to the national championship, right? What a story would it be? Coach Prime beats cancer, and then they go on to win the national title. Like, that would be an insane story. It would be incredible. It would be, you know, outlandish if they were to take this negative situation and turn it into a positive and be able to, you know, go on a run here. I mean, of course, you know, anything can happen. It's football, right? But I'm really excited to kind of see, you know, what the next, you know, couple of months have in store for them. And like, I'm really, really, really ready for this next crop of CU buffs to do their thing and to see what they're doing. And I'm so proud that Coach Prime, and I'm so happy that Coach Prime is okay and that he's going to be able to come back from this. So salute to Coach Prime, you know, salute to CU. We behind you. We supporting you 100%. And so, yeah, salute to everyone out there who is liking, sharing, and subscribing. Continue to, you know, run those views up for us. We're on the road to 100,000 million subscribers. So yeah, just keep supporting us, man. I'm Brandon B. This is Elite Media, and I'm out. Peace.